We have a new sunscreen to review, and that is the Hero Cosmetics Force Shield Super Light Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF of 30. I always get excited when there's a new sunscreen in town, especially one that is so innovative like this one. This one's just a little bit different than all the sunscreens that I've personally tried before for many different reasons. We're going to get into all the details about the sunscreen and why I'm so excited for it, along with a full wear test. In those wear tests, I really try and test out the sunscreen throughout the day. After many reapplications, I strictly reapply it every 2 hours like recommended. I go to the absolute extreme with my reapplications to really see how it layers on throughout the day, what the initial application process is, what it feels like after that reapplication, what it really acts like when it sits on your skin, literally all of that. It's such a good way to really test out if a sunscreen is good or not. Before we get into it all, I would like to thank Hero Cosmetics for sponsoring today's video. You all know we love Hero Cosmetics over here on this channel. Fantastic brand with so many great products. They have an excellent range. So I was really excited when they reached out and wanted to work with me for this specific sunscreen. With that being said, all thoughts and opinions are my own, and we're really going to get into the nitty-gritty with this sunscreen. So this sunscreen is actually part of their Force Shield line, which includes two other products. It includes their Supercharged Reset Mist and their Super Fuel Serum Stick. I did a review on those products. I will leave it linked up above. This whole line is really focused on acne-prone skin and really the health of your skin barrier. The two other products, the Mist and the Super Fuel Serum Stick, are really there to help fight maskne. This sunscreen in particular, although it's not really related to maskne necessarily, it's made for those with acne-prone skin, so it does fit within the line really well. So what does it mean for a sunscreen to be made specifically with acne-prone skin in mind? Well, first thing is that it is a 100% mineral sunscreen with zinc oxide as its main ingredient. It is 17.53% of zinc oxide, and it protects against UVA and UVB rays. So if you didn't know, zinc oxide is one of the physical or mineral filters that are available on the market. You either get zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. Either one of those are great, but zinc oxide is sometimes preferred by many dermatologists out there. Aside from those two, you can find chemical or organic filters on the market, but this sunscreen specifically is 100% a mineral or physical sunscreen. If I'm being 100% honest, I normally gravitate towards chemical sunscreens because of the elegance of their formulation. However, I always have a mineral sunscreen at hand, specifically when I'm dealing with irritation or sensitivity. I find that mineral sunscreens really are the way to go if you deal with any type of sensitivity, irritation, acne, because they just don't exacerbate that irritation any further, which sometimes chemical sunscreens can irritate your skin. A lot of times mineral sunscreens, though, they're just not as elegant as chemical sunscreens. Like I said, they can be heavy on the skin and they can leave an extreme white cast. For me specifically with my facial hair, sometimes they don't blend into my facial hair as nicely as chemical sunscreens do. So I'm really excited to test out all of those things with this sunscreen right here. Now, another reason why it's marketed towards acne-prone skin is the green tint that this has. This has a very slight green tint. When I say green tint, please don't think of anything extreme. It's a very slight green tint, and that green tint is really there to diminish any type of redness that you have, whether it's post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, rosacea, or just some type of redness in the cheeks. Sometimes you can get red with heat. A lot of people deal with that when they go into the sun. They just get red and flushed. The tint in here is really supposed to help fight that redness. I often do get post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. I have a couple spots. I don't know if you'll be able to see them here on camera today. I deal with that. I also deal with redness specifically in the beard area. My beard area, it's just annoying. I like the beard. It sculpts me out. It really chisels my face, but it can also cause some breakouts and irritation, especially post-shave. And when I do shave or just clean up the beard a little bit, I always gravitate towards a mineral sunscreen really to fight against any further irritation. Now, with all that being said, let's also talk about some of the ingredients. As I said, it's 100% mineral sunscreen. That zinc oxide is the main ingredient in this product. This also includes green surge. They say that's a blend of antioxidants, and I love to incorporate antioxidants into any morning routine. The pair of antioxidants along with a sunscreen is a perfect combination to really protect your skin throughout the day. So not only do you protect your skin from UV damage with a sunscreen, an antioxidant can also protect your skin from any free radical damage. The pairing of the two is immaculate and so necessary in my book. So when I see a sunscreen with antioxidants in it, I really love that combination. The inky list is pretty long, so I'm just going to call out a few ingredients that I'm familiar with and that I really like to see in a formulation. First one I see is green tea. That's a really soothing ingredient. This also includes turmeric, which is a great anti-inflammatory ingredient, and also vitamin E, which is a great thing to pair alongside any antioxidant and sunscreen. This comes in a very light gel cream consistency. We're really going to test this out in the wear test, but I just want to show you what this looks like right on the hand. You see that green tint, but it's very slight green tint, like I said, and you can already see how it's shearing out, so I'm really excited to test this out. Let's talk about some things we're going to look for in this wear test. First thing is upon initial application, I'm wondering if it's going to have that white cast, especially on my fair skin. I can't really speak for anybody with a darker skin tone because obviously my paleness is just out of this world, but we can see if the sunscreen is shearing out upon application and also if it sits well after about 5 minutes or so. Sometimes mineral sunscreens, they just need a chance to sit and relax on your skin for a second, and sometimes that white cast will dissipate after a few seconds. So white cast is number one. Also the feeling of it, is it really heavy on the skin? Sometimes mineral sunscreens, they can just just be heavy on the skin. Sometimes you can feel a little bit sweaty after using a mineral sunscreen. So that's another thing. We're just gonna look at how it feels on the skin, not only with initial application, but reapplications throughout the day. I really wanna see if it stings the eye area. A lot of sunscreens out there just sting people's eye area. We always talk about setting the sunscreen with translucent powder. That's really a pain. I don't wanna do that. Nobody wants to do that. We all just want easy application. So I'm hoping that this doesn't sting the eye area as well. Me with the beard, I'm gonna see how it blends into the beard area, but you know, I'm really not hopeful. A lot of sunscreens just don't blend into the beard. It's not gonna be a bad thing about this one specifically. It's just me with the beard. It's not a big deal. I got over it. And another thing is how glowy or matte this product is with initial application and also reapplication. I really like a glowy complexion, and a lot of sunscreens are really glowy, but when you continue to layer that over and over again, that glowiness turns into greasiness really fast. And also the same can be said for the matte feeling as well. When you apply sunscreen that is really matte and you reapply it every single 2 hours, you can get extremely matte, way too matte in my opinion, and you can start to feel a little bit dry. Especially me with dry skin, I'm gonna see if this one is really moisturizing at all. I love a moisturizing sunscreen, so we'll see. That's a lot of information. I think we should just jump right into this wear test. Let's roll the clip. Welcome to the official wear test for the new Hero Cosmetics sunscreen. It is so early. No, it's not. I was planning to wake up at 8 o'clock for this, so then I can do like 2-hour increments from 8 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. But I think we can still do 10, 12, 2, I should have stayed in school longer. 10, 12, 2, 4, and 6. So we'll have 5 applications. I'm always a mess in the morning. I'm definitely not a morning person, okay? Just as a little bit of reference, I have very dry skin. I don't deal with acne too much. I don't deal with it very frequently, but everybody breaks out. It's completely normal. So just because this is marketed for acne prone skin, it doesn't mean everybody can't use it. So lately I've just been doing like a big dollop in my hand, but you wanna try and get to about half a teaspoon. A lot of people do the 2-finger method, the 3-finger method. Just try and get to like half a teaspoon or a quarter of a teaspoon, I don't know. But you always wanna make sure you get the neck and the ears as well. And honestly, the more the merrier with sunscreen. Okay, it's already blending out on my neck really nicely. I'm actually gonna take some of this for the ears. First thing I can say is that there's a slight smell to this. It is fragrance free. It's not necessarily a traditional sunscreen smell that I'm smelling, but it does have a scent. Not strong and overpowering whatsoever though. So I always try and do this just to like get it in the beard area, and make sure to always get your eye area as well. I'm gonna flip my head down to do my forehead. I don't wanna mess up my curls. BRB. All right, so this is immediately after application. I can say I'm really happy with this. Very, very lightweight on the skin. I barely feel it. I really enjoy that light gel cream consistency. Is it helping with any redness? I do have some redness in my cheeks today. I think a little bit. As far as my facial hair goes, it blended in pretty nicely. I do see a slight whiteness on the hairs, just like ever so slightly, but it's not intense whatsoever. Much better at blending into the beard compared to other mineral sunscreens. No stinging around the eye area whatsoever. I'm very happy with that. Sometimes that happens a little bit later, so we will see. Let's zoom you in as well just so you can see the skin. Hello, up close and personal. Again, this is immediately after my first application. I think it looks pretty good. Again, I see a very, very slight cast to it and some in the beard. Very, very lightweight on the skin. I do think it's helping with a little bit of my redness, and I am very pleased so far. Hello everyone, we are here to reapply our sunscreen. This is the first reapplication, second application, I guess you could say. I wanted to give you all some different lighting situations so you can see what the mineral sunscreen looks like under different lighting. First time we were in my bedroom that is natural lighting with a little spotlight. We are now in my bathroom, which has a little bit warmer lighting to it, so it can kind of give you an idea of how this looks on the skin in different lighting situations. So let's go in and reapply. It is always important to wash your hands before reapplying your sunscreen throughout the day. Just a little tip. I can say when applying it earlier, it felt extremely lightweight. From the first time applying it to now, my skin feels like nothing is on it, which I really love. I don't necessarily feel the sunscreen on my skin, and I did feel like the white cast really died down a little bit. So far we are looking pretty good. I also felt no burning of the eyes whatsoever, and I do honestly feel like it was helping with the redness. As you can see, it is still super lightweight, just like the first time. And I really feel like this shears out really nicely on my skin tone. I smell that smell again. It's not an unpleasant smell whatsoever, and it didn't linger at all after my first application. So I imagine that to be the same with this time as well. If you can see, it's catching a little bit right in the facial hair. But like I said with the first time, this is nothing compared to other sunscreens. Let me zoom you in real quick. All right, so zoomed in, this is my skin after my second application. I feel like it's looking pretty good. I mean, what do you you all think? Please comment down below your experience with this sunscreen if you've been able to try it so far. Comment on how it looks. I feel like it's looking pretty good. It feels just like the first time, extremely lightweight on the skin, blended into the facial hair really nicely. That white cast isn't really appearing too much on my skin. I'm impressed. That's pretty good. My skin still feels really, really good. It feels super lightweight on the skin. So far, I'm still really happy with this. What I can say is I am starting to feel a little bit more matte than usual. I would say it's like a demi matte. It's not a true matte, but matte nonetheless. Do I find that it's helped me with my redness throughout the day? I do actually. And do I find that there's a white cast? You know, in natural lighting, I'm gonna say no. Like when I'm out and about, when I'm outside, I don't see a white cast on my skin. When I'm in certain lighting, I do see like a very, very faint white cast. If you can see, it just kind of lingers right where the hairline is, in my beard, around my eyebrows. So that's the only thing that I'm not liking about this right now. There's still no stinging to the eyes whatsoever. That matte sensation that I was just talking about, it is making me feel like a tad bit dry. So I don't think this is a very moisturizing sunscreen, which is fine. I think there's just a preference between the two. Normally a moisturizing sunscreen, sometimes you can skip that moisturizer. I don't know if I would skip my moisturizer with this specific sunscreen, because some sunscreens, they feel really thick and creamy, and if you use a sunscreen with it, sometimes it can feel just overly heavy. This one's not heavy, not moisturizing enough where I feel like you can skip your moisturizer, especially if you have dry skin. So keep that in mind. Not necessarily a con, just something to point out. We are back in a different setting so you can see different lighting situations. So far, I think we're looking pretty good. I did catch myself in different lighting situations earlier today, just around the house, and I did notice I was looking a little more pastier than I normally am. And I do think it's because of the zinc in this product. Mineral sunscreens, like we discussed before, they tend to leave a white cast. I'm not saying it's an extreme white cast whatsoever. I barely noticed it on my skin, but I think I started to see a little bit of a pastiness, just like a little bit. Not bad whatsoever. It's not straying me away from this product. Just something to note. It's looking like it might rain, but rain or shine, we reapply our sunscreen. Sunshine, rain, snow, hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, apocalypse, we reapply our sunscreen. The sun don't care if there's a tsunami. Just because the earth is shaking don't mean the sun stops shining. One thing I wanted to point out about this sunscreen, which I am extremely pleased by, is just the consistency of this formula. It doesn't feel like I'm reapplying it throughout the day, even after my second application of most sunscreens. Sometimes you start to feel it on the skin. I don't feel this on the skin. It feels really nice. All right, we're gonna have one more reapplication with this sunscreen later today at 6 o'clock, I think, and I'll give my final reviews after that reapplication. See you all soon, and let's go in and reapply one last time. All right, so I will just chat as I reapply because I don't think my opinions will change after this one reapplication. What I can say, just point blank period, I am very impressed by this sunscreen. As I said earlier in the video, I normally gravitate towards chemical sunscreens because of the elegance in their formulation. However, this one is extremely elegant. It feels super lightweight on the skin. I love the green tint to it. Not heavy whatsoever, doesn't make my face feel greasy. The only thing I wish this one didn't have is the slight white cast. It's not as bad as other mineral sunscreens, I will be 100% honest. It has that zinc oxide, and zinc oxide will tend to leave some sort of a white cast, but I think this one is very, very minimal. One more thing that I don't love about this sunscreen, which I don't love about all mineral sunscreens, is the fact that it stays in my facial hair. If you notice, it just stays like right in the perimeter. So I have my damn towel, I'm just gonna wipe it away. Overall, I was extremely happy with this sunscreen. The little cons that were here and there were to be expected with all mineral sunscreens. It doesn't make me want to stray away from this product at all. The pros definitely outweigh the cons. I think you should pick this up and try it out for yourself. I think if I were to give it a rating, it would get a solid 8.6524321. I'm annoying, it's gonna get an 8.6 from me. If it was a little more glowy, it would get to a 9, and if it didn't have any white cast whatsoever, it would have got to at least like a 9.5. And I don't know if I'll ever give a sunscreen like a 10, just because perfection doesn't exist. Right. So that was the wear test. I hope you can get a good idea of the sunscreen based off of all the information I gave you in this video. We love when new sunscreens drop, especially some that are innovative like this one. Love the fact that it has a green tint. Love that it's a mineral sunscreen that's actually wearable, that's actually lightweight on skin and really elegant in formulation. I'm happy with this one, and I hope you all are too. We love sunscreens over here, and we love to give people options, especially those hesitant with wearing sunscreen every single day. Elegant formulations like this will really push those people who don't want to wear sunscreen to finally put it on your freaking face. Please put it on your face and try for every 2 hours, but I know sometimes it's not possible. Just do your best. If you're applying sunscreen even once a day in the morning, you're already winning, okay? Every 2 hours you're doing extra credit, and we love you for it. Thank you so much to Hero Cosmetics for sponsoring today's video. You can find this sunscreen, the link is going to be down below. Before you go, I encourage you all to give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification so you get updated every single time I post a brand new video. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to go reapply your sunscreen if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.